What you're going to want to do is get yourself a professional chef. I mean, if you've got years of experience, then you'll have the right forearms to do it. Ladies, beware. You've made this whole experience horrible. It's coming together there. What's up everybody, I'm Rupert. I'm Charlie and we're the Avery Twins. And welcome back to another episode, and today we're going to be making P-I-double-C-I! Yes, today we are making pizzas for you lovely people. Anyone can do this. This is a super basic version. If you want, you can dress it up, you can do however you like, but we're showing you there's no rules to pizza making. Anyway, for anyone that does want the measurements and sort of ingredients, it is in the description down below. Can you not drink in the background, please? So like, subscribe, push that notification button. Yeah, push that notification button, like, subscribe, and all that other shit. So step one, step one, what we're going to be doing is using 500 grams of 00 flour into a bowl. Next, we've got a tablespoon of sugar, tablespoon of sea salt, and then you want to just mix that all together into the flour with your spoon, so it's nicely incorporated. What I have here is 350 milliliters of warm water, and then we've got 8 grams of yeast. So I'm going to put that into our water, and then with that same spoon, Rupert, if you're going to mix this with that, and then put it in there. Mixing my yeast. And then I'm going to put in our glug of olive oil into the water as well. Just so it gets the kick started. And then that's all we're going to need to use for the dough. Now that you've mixed that, we're now going to start making our dough. Right, so tiny well into the center. Right, now you're going to pour half of that in. Half. Yes. More. Right. That's good. Right, then we're just going to incorporate half of that in. That feels nice. If you had a KitchenAid, now would be a perfect time to use it. Yeah. KitchenAid, sponsor me right now, please, right now. Oh my God. I'm serious. It's been how many months? Actually, I don't want a KitchenAid anymore. I'm too. You missed your opportunity, yeah. KitchenAid. You could have had amazing brand ambassadors, but now you've missed out. Alright, can you add the rest of that in? But seriously. Right, once you've added it in half and it's incorporated, then add the rest of the mix. Got all the drip drabbles of that. All the drip drabs of that. And then we'll just keep. And then you're going to want to put this in the sink to wash up later. And just mix that with your hands until it forms a lovely. Lost a bit there. A lovely dough. So if you have a good line of credit and you can afford a KitchenAid, you would want to mix that for about 5 minutes until it forms a dough. If you're not, then what you want to do is get your hand and just pretty much just kind of scoop it around to the side of the bowl. What you're going to want to do is get yourself a professional chef. I mean, if you've got years of experience, then you'll have the right forearms to do it. Ladies, beware. You've made this whole experience horrible. It's coming together there. I didn't know this was a Nigella Lawson cooking show. Okay, so once it's starting to kind of come together, we can empty this out. We'll remove this chopping board, please. Now what we're going to do, we're going to sprinkle some flour from the height. Yay! And then at this point you want to get yourself a Rupert. It's going to knead it for the next 10 minutes. So, 10 minutes, seriously. The best kneading is just pulling it back right until it just comes into a nice smooth dough. We just want to work the gluten just a little bit here. If it's a bit wet, that's okay, you know, because the instincts will kick in and be like, I better add a little bit more flour to that. I mean, not necessarily. You kind of want to like work the glutens more, because the more you add the flour, the more it's going to be more of a denser, drier dough. So we really just kind of want to work it at this stage, you know. So we just kind of pick it up, slap it around with it, you know. See you guys in 10 minutes. Right, so now that our dough feels so silky smooth, like a nice cup of warm milk, we're gonna roll it into a ball.
Makes no sense.
Put some olive oil on your hands. It's not only good for cooking, it's good for your skin too. And then we're just gonna kind of roll it into a nice ball, and then it'll become nice and shiny and smooth, like a nutsack.
Everything has to be so sexual with you.
Right, so then with the same bowl we made the dough in, we'll just put a little bit of olive oil in there, spread it around with your hands, then with a pinch of flour, just sprinkle that in, and then yeah, Rupert's going to just plop him in. And then we're going to return and see our dough in an hour, and he should have morphed into a beautiful butterfly. No, he should have just doubled in size. If not, then you f***ed it up. Right, now we're going to go on to step 2, which is going to be making our tomato sauce.
Let's crack on to step 2, but first we're going to need to clean this down.
I suggest you get on.
Right, step 2.
So, step 2, because we all kind of know Italians get fairly offended when you f*** with their food too much.
I don't know if it's pizza, cookies, dog food.
Now, so what we're going to do is we've got ourselves a bowl, and we're going to go a grater, and then with some really lovely fresh plum tomatoes, we're going to just grate them on our grater. And what we're basically going after here is like a raw tomato sauce for our pizza base. Right, you grate this now.
I've never grated a tomato before. I can only imagine this is going to be messy. Well, this doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. Some pressure on it now.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah, that looks good, man. That's exactly what we're after. Yeah, nice.
Make sure you wear an apron for this one.
So just grate however many you want. And the riper they are, and like the fresher and the more in season they are, the more flavourful and delicious they are.
So now that we've grated our lovely tomatoes, some salt.
Plenty of salt in there. Lovely. Give that a nice stir. Bit of a nice glug of olive oil. That looks nice. Very refreshing. So,
we'll almost put that on toast.
Yeah, it's really good. So give that a nice stir, and then we'll just leave that to one side. So we're going to peel our garlic. Ah, nice garlic.
So with the garlic, so we've got about, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got about 6 cloves of garlic here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be just cutting this really fine.
Just like so, as fine as you can get.
As fine as you can get it. There's, you know,
if you watch the the Goodfellas, how he does it with like a razor blade, you can do that as well. Oh yeah, it works. That's what I learned in prison. I have a saucepan. I own a saucepan, and when we're going to put in like, we're going to fill it up about a quarter of the way with some really good olive oil. So get that in there. I'd say like 200 milliliters or something, just until it's about there. And yeah, you've guessed right, we're making garlic oil. So we're going to put that onto a high heat. We're going to just not like make it brown, we're just going to like just get it just so it's partly cooked, and then we're just going to add half of it in to our tomato mix.
Okay, cool. So now that this is at the right temperature, let's add it in.
We see no really. We see no garlic. Everyone loves garlic. If you don't like garlic, then you need to have a think about yourself. Look in the mirror.
And now we can see that's starting to brown ever so gently. Alright, let's take this bad boy off and put it straight in there, bro.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to spoon a nice couple of pieces in here.
Do you mind that hot pan?
Sorry. Spoon that all in there. So yeah, I'll just do like maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of this.
Perfect.
So I'm feeling ballsy. Right, so then we'll put that to one side. We'll deal with that later. I have some dried basil here, which will go in with some of that.
Nice.
Lovely. And then some oregano as well, which will also be lovely. Well, I think also I've just seen a nice lemon here. I might put some lemon zest in as well, because you know, why the f not? Lemon zest makes it nice. So about half a lemon zest, or how much you want, and that's going to be really nice and refreshing.
Perfect.
Nice. Rupert's had a lovely idea where, if it needs a bit more depth, we're going to add a little bit of tomato puree in as well.
This is my contribution to the pizza.
So we're going to put a tablespoon in, but as you know, like when you cook...
It's an optional thing.
When you cook the pizza, you're also going to be cooking the tomato as well. So, you put a tablespoon in there.
Just a bit of depth.
Just to give it a bit of oomph.
We'll see you in step 3. Right, step 3. We're now moving on to our garlic oil, which is going to be the garnishing for our pizza.
Yummy!
Yummy!
So, we're going to put our garlic oil in. Put it in there. You might need a bit more oil as well. But this stuff, it can keep. It can keep, sir! Right, then we're going to grab like a nice little bunch of parsley. And then we're just going to bunch that up. And then just really roughly chop it. And put your parsley into the garlic oil like so. Touch of salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. Maybe a little bit more olive oil because you've already used some for the pizza sauce.
We're going to blitz that up. If you don't have a hand blitzer, use a blender. If you don't have a blender, then don't make it.
Nice.
And we're done.
We're just putting a little bit of lemon juice. Lovely. And this is just going to garnish it up. It's really good, this.
And that is step 3 complete for your garlic sauce.
Delicious, right? But even on top of like bruschetta or something.
Right, so now we are on step 4. Our dough has now proved and risen.
It's doubled in size.
Doubled inside. Holy hell, look at the size of Luigi!
Right, Luigi's looking pretty good. Right,
Luigi looks amazing.
So, roll it into a ball. So, we're going to cut these into 2 because we're going to make fairly large pizzas. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get our olive oil in hands again. And then, yeah, let's start. We're going to roll them back into balls. Like so. Okay. And then we're going to let them chill for about 20 minutes. Let it prove again. And then we'll be ready to roll out into pizzas. So we'll just put a little bit on there, a little bit top. We put it in a nice little proving box. If you have one of these, great. If not, then yeah, just do what we did before, cling film it. Put that away for 20 minutes. While this is proving, we're going to put our oven on to the highest it can go, which is apparently 260 on this thing, which is great. What we have in here is a nice little hot pizza stone. If you don't have one of these, then
Use a baking tray.
Use a baking tray.
Just put the baking tray in there so it's nice and hot, because what you want to do is when the dough goes in there, it's going to cook the dough,
crispy bottom.
the bottom straight away, which is what you want. So we will see you in 20 minutes. So we're now on to step 5. It has been our 20-minute timer, and it's time to roll out our dough.
Doughy! We have some rice flour. You could use semolina or cornmeal if you would want to, but I'm using rice flour. Just we're going to put that back onto our workbench like so. No, you just leave it like so. So grab your dough very gently, and we're going to flip it over because where it's been proving, that's going to be the crust, and then this bit is going to be.
There's always a bottom and a top to the pizza bases.
Exactly. So we're going to get some flour onto there. Lovely.
Feels like a pillar.
It does, yeah. You can really nestle on that. So once it's on there, we're going to use our fingers to basically form our outer crust. And once we've got our outer crust, we're then going to just twist and pull. It's going to do it. So keep turning, making sure that we have our lovely dough. And then we just start to stretch it out. So we might need lots of flour for this, to be fair, because otherwise it won't stick. And then if it's working, we can then just put our.
This is when you start to become a true Italian. You don't want to overstretch it and put holes in it. That's looking pretty good, man. To be honest.
As far as pizzas go, I think we're all right.
And now we can put this onto our board, I think.
Yes. So we'll flour that board. Always using the back of your hands. we're going to place that on there, yeah.
And now we can get to the cool part of dressing the pizza.
So, tomato sauce. We're not going to use loads of it. We're just going to use like a couple of nice spoonfuls. So we'll put it in the center and then we'll just spread it out. So I've got some really nice mozzarella, like proper nice stuff.
It's not mozzarella, it's mozzarella.
Mozzarella, sorry.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella! So we've done that, so we've got this. So if you want to start ripping that up into nice pieces. And then I've also got like some nice grated mozzarella as well to make it a little bit extra cheesy. So I'm just going to put some of this cheese just over the top as well, make it extra cheesy, because we're just making cheese pizza. And then once we've done that, we're just going to use a bit of our olive oil to go around the edge of the pizza just so it doesn't burn as much. So you just brush it really quickly. Yeah, if you've got a pastry brush, fine, but if you don't, you just use your fingers.
This is where it can either really go wrong or go really okay. Perfect, so there you have it then guys, that is our homemade pizza. Comment, like, tell us what you think in the comments down below. Again, this is sort of that sort of beginner sort of recipe for you guys to try out. And yeah, like we really hope, and also thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, push that notification button, get in touch. We would love to hear from you. Let us know if there's a recipe you would like us to try. And as always, we will see you in the next one. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching guys, thank you. Tbls